Well, we're going to go unique and exotic in the Stone Creek Kitchen this morning with a little Aussie and Asian fusion. Joining me now is Executive Chef Jared Lupin from DownUnder Wines and Bistro over in Gilbert. And today we are going to make oysters flambe.
Yes.
What else?
I'm doing a little crocodile spring roll.
Okay.
And ahi Wellington. It's kind of new. It's a little more of a modern flair with a little traditionalism in it. Most people, you're not really going to see a lot of ahi. It's going to be a lot of beef, a lot of lamb, some pork, but we're going to do some ahi today and hope it works.
I like that. There's that little disclaimer. We're going to hope.
Always.
Hope for the best. Well,
Always.
let's hope for the best with the oysters flambe. And let's get things started just by setting the stage with what the primary ingredients are that we're going to be working with today.
Okay, big one, obviously, going to do fresh oysters.
Okay.
You can check them yourself if you like. I like to run them through the water. Just go for sand. If you find a pearl, you can quit your day job and have a little fun with that. So I just go
You
a
haven't
little
found
late.
your pearl yet.
Don't tell anyone. That's a big thing. So I just like to clean them up. Just smell them. Very important. You get all the gunk out of there. You'll feel it. I already pre-washed these, but if you're at home, wash them, and then again.
And now, if you're not familiar with working with oysters, on the back side there's just a little bit of like I should say on the underside.
Right.
What you're doing with the knife is what?
Well, just separating it from itself.
Okay.
The shell itself holds it in, so you just kind of let it go a little bit there. It'll slide off. It's loose enough so you can shoot it. How we're going to do it here is kind of like a shot. That's kind of my interpretation of what I like to do, is just give people that new flair, give them that new idea. A lot of people get torn away by, say, conventionalism, so I don't like a lot of things because I was brought up here in Arizona, and I'm from LA originally, but I didn't get a lot of these flavors. I didn't get a lot of these flares until I lived overseas. So
how long did you live there? And
about 6 years. I was in Korea for about 4, and Iraq 400 fun days. A lot of culture there. Christmas in Iraq, don't miss it. So.
You don't miss it. So it sounds as though you served.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
11 years of fun. I did Army Culinary Arts team. I traveled a little bit, competed. I'm not going to say if I won or not, but I did some damage, so that's about it. Other than that, cooking in Iraq, not much cooking. I think I made a sandwich or two. Tried to grill a salmon on a Humvee. It went well.
That went well?
So, yes, it did.
Just in case anybody ever wondered,
can
it be done? It can be done.
Yeah, late model Ford, Humvee, it's kind of the same thing. So.
And so
works.
now kind of fast forward to Gilbert.
Right.
How did you kind of combine all of that and then create this Aussie-Asian fusion idea?
Well, the area of the world that we're portraying is Oceania, so you have a lot of Asia there, and then Australia, New Zealand, and then it dips down south. So the big thing there, obviously, there's a huge chunk of Euro food in that area of the world, but again, you can't get away from that Asian. There's Malaysia, Bali, just up north there, you got Korea, Japan, a lot of good flavors there, deep marinades, stuff that we get to know that UCPF Chang's doing, like lettuce wraps. It's actually a big Korean thing too as well, so don't knock Koreans. Get in there and try some Korean food. Spicy, but you might like it. So.
Do you find that people come into the restaurant and they maybe haven't tried something, they ask a lot of questions about the menu, like what does this, what's the most common question you would say you get?
Is it really crocodile?
Well, I was going to ask that, but that was going to be in the next segment.
Got it, right.
And the answer would be?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is. I'll bring it out here in a little bit.
Is that difficult to get?
It can be. You have to know the right guy.
I cannot tell. His humor is so dry. I have met my match. I share the same type of humor, but you do it 1,000 times better. Now tell me a little bit about what we have here, and then why is this flambe?
Well, this is a crystallized garlic salt. You can try it if you want. There's a little chipotle in there. It'll just melt on your tongue. It's going to break itself down a little bit on your tongue. It's a real kind of, I guess it's a direct flavor. I'm huge on direct flavors. I think that in Euro-American cooking and classic cooking, there's a lot of overlapping flavors, and you kind of lose the direct flavor. In Asian cuisine, there's obviously sweet, spicy, salty, hot, and umami. So a lot of those flavors are very direct on your tongue.
Sweet, salty, spicy, and umami.
Yes.
Okay, and the umami is just, to remind everybody, is just that.
Right, it's going to be the middle point. So a stock flavor, central herbs, like look at mushrooms or truffles, those things that stick on your palate. It's more of a gastronomy flavor, so it sticks in your head.
Okay,
it's something that as a kid, I remember bananas, but I don't remember them. So.
Okay. Let's make this flambe-ish.
Let's do it. Okay, I have a champagne aioli, so it's a reduction of the finest bottle of champagne from Fry's. And I just reduce that down by half, let it go, and then marry it into our house aioli, which we do make, and aioli is a mayo. We do make them in-house. I'm a big fan of it.
Aioli.
Yes.
Wow.
So a little fresh, a little crisp.
New.
I just like to put it right over the top of each one, just to give it a little love. There we go.
Okay.
And then, of course, for flambe, I was going to say shoot it, but I think that we've took care of that. The rest of the bottle's gone, so just a little bit on there. I like to do a little more than normal because I like it to crisp up and then flame. Normally it's going to be a torch, but today it is not. So we just like to get it going get that liquor going. You can see the flames. It's going to cook itself down a little bit. The shells are going to be hot. They do heat up. But again, they're helping cook that oyster a little bit over where most people, again, it's a texture game.
So would this be done at the table? And I'm not even sure
Yes.
if you can see this, but there are flames. I couldn't put my hand any higher than, or any
Right.
lower rather than this. And you can also tell, if you zoom in, you can also tell because the aioli is starting to char just a little bit. Is that what we're looking for?
Yeah, just a little bit of flavor. That's really all I'm trying to do is open up all those essential flavors that are in there. You have garlic, you have ginger. The aioli itself, again, is just that champagne reduction, so there's a little more booze. But as it cooks down, again, that oyster flavor is going to kind of curl. I like to chase it a little bit here. The reference point is obviously a shot. It's an oyster shooter. So we did pickled cucumbers. It's kimchi juice and hot sauce.
What's kimchi juice?
Kimchi is fermented cabbage. It's a Korean dish.
Okay.
It takes a little while to make, but it's just, again, fermented bean paste and cabbage. So it's got a little heat to it. I like to do it as a chaser just to kind of clarify the texture from the oysters in your mouth. So
Wow.
just let them go until they cool down. You can blow them out if you'd like. But other than that, just a little quick bite and a chaser.
Who knew you could learn so much in the Army cooking?
Yeah.
Sandwiches on
Or
Humvees.
eat dog. That's something I've done as well. So.
He's done it all. But we're going to do crocodile spring rolls coming up here in the next segment.